everybody. It is afternoon coffee break time. So I hope you have your cup of coffee. Now, my guest today might be a little upset at my particular coffee mug that I'm using today, and you'll understand why in just a minute. But I'm multiply, I don't know, is that even such a word? I am excited for many reasons for my guest today. This is Lexi, and I'm not even going to try to say her last name because it doesn't matter much anyway. It won't matter
Soon.
anyway soon because she's going to be a part of my family.
Yay.
Technically, we already think she's a part of our family, so, just don't tell anybody that yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, so welcome, Lexi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. So one of the reasons that actually there are two reasons that I wanted to bring Lexi on today as our guest. Number one is because of what she is doing, and we'll get to that in a minute. Number two is because Lexi is a senior in college, and her determination, her drive, her figure it out is such an inspiration to me that I thought everybody needs to know that, it doesn't matter what age you are, if you have the drive and entrepreneurial spirit, which I think Lexi does, it doesn't matter. Age is irrelevant, whether you're 12 or whether you're 102. Doesn't matter. So, Lexi, tell us a little bit about the little project that you're working on. And the reason I even first saw these is, and I don't even know when you started doing this, but when I first saw this thing that she's doing, it was at her and John's engagement party. And she had this thing there, and I went, oh, that's really fascinating. And then lo and behold, I learned later that this is her thing. So tell us, Lexi.
Yes, thank you. Well, I appreciate all your kind words. So I actually decorate tumbler cups. I don't have a title for my company or anything like that yet. Jonathan likes to call it Lexi's Toxic Tumblers, but I don't think that's a very good name. And he just thinks it's funny because you work with epoxy, and so he's like, it could be toxic if you didn't dry it right, which of course it could, but we make sure we do all the precautions. So I could show you one of them. So basically, this is what they look like. I basically grab a normal metal cup that you can find, like the Ozark cups or a Yeti cup, and I decorate them with either glitter, spray paint, or wood stain, and then I put epoxy on it, and then I put a decal using my Cricut machine, which is a craft cutting machine, and then put another layer of epoxy and then let it dry, and that's pretty much it. And it was just a fun craft that I thought was really exciting to do. Last summer I started doing it because I figured I have nothing else to do over the summer, and I started looking at online on Pinterest, and I started seeing these, and I was like, how do people do that? It seems really hard, but then it also seems really simple, and I didn't know anybody who had actually done them. And lo and behold, I figured out how to do it. Within, I think, a week of figuring out how to do it, I bought the Cricut machine and bought all the supplies, and then I started doing them because I was ready to go. I was driven to do it. So ever since then, I've made probably over 10 of them for different customers, and then a few out on the side for family members and things like that.
Very cool. And so these are totally personalized, customized, whatever. So in theory, I could say, can you make me one that is purple sparklies with a llama on it that's got this Bible verse?
Yes, exactly. This one was my first one that I made, and I tried to always stay humble and kind because I saw this decal online, and I was like, why not? But I just picked out the blue glitter, and you can kind of see if I get a little bit closer of the glitter.
Pretty.
So there's that style, and then there's also like this one I'm making right now. So it's two different types of glitter, and then I have to put a decal on it, but it's a shorter cup, kind of like a portable wine cup. It has a lid on it. So there's that, and then there's the newest ones that I've worked on This is actually Jonathan's. He made this one out of his own Yeti cup. And it's hydro dipping. So what we do is you get a bucket of water, you put spray paint in the water, and it makes like a rippling effect, and you just keep spraying it until you get like the desired amount of paint you want in there, enough where the top layer looks covered with paint. And then you put your hand in the cup, dip it into the water, move the water around so that when you dip it back up, the paint doesn't like spread. And then at that point, it has this really cool effect. And so what he did was he actually put his decal on the metal beforehand. So when it dried, he took off the decal and that's what it had left. So that's the original cup underneath. And he just managed to decorate it. And then he added little black dots. These are supposed to be bullet holes because, you know, war and Jonathan and all of that. And that's just kind of his thing.
It kind of looks like it's going to be a Captain America cup.
A little bit, yeah. This is actually the Air Force signal sign from. It's like an older version of it, but he likes it. So there's that one. So I've shown you the glitter. I've shown you hydro dipping, and then there's the wood stain cup. So this one also had a decal, but I had to take it off so that I could sand this one down. Because it had a few bubbles. You have to make sure that when you're doing the epoxy that you use a heat gun to take out the bubbles, but don't make it too hot or you'll melt it. And so this one, actually, you put spray paint on the bottom, and then once it's like a base of white or black, and then you use just normal wood stain. It's actually, they have craft wood stain that are like little tiny bottles, and you just put it on, if you flip the cup upside down and put it on top, and then just use a brush, and it looks like this, and you can just do layers of it, and it looks really cool. So that's a wood stain cup. You can see it's an Ozark cup. So the normal, I think it's $9 cups. And then here's another hydro dipped cup. This one is not actually, it's not as shiny right now because I just sanded it. It's going for its second layer. But this was my first attempt. I say first with parentheses because I washed this cup like 20 times because I didn't like what it looked like before. So I kept taking it off and trying again. And lastly, this is a spray paint cup. So this one's my dad's in the making. He works at a Christian school in Lakeland, and these are the colors, and he wants the logo at the top with his name. So that's what I'm in the process of doing. But this one is just spray paint, 2 layers on the white and 2 layers of blue, and then kind of made it a little bit ombre in the middle. So yeah, those are my cups.
How awesome. And I love the fact that, you know, we are so moving into the personalized realm, right? Obviously, because of what I do with genetics, and you can't get much more personalized than dealing with a person's genetics.
Yeah.
But to have a personalized mug, and obviously people are not necessarily going to swipe it in the break room or at home, maybe at home. But it's a great way to offer somebody a gift that is special and unique to them, and support a young budding entrepreneur in the process. And they're cool looking. I mean, good grief, how much better can we do at that?
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely have enjoyed the process of making them, and then it kind of got a little bit more popular, and now I actually know quite a few friends that do it themselves, and it's interesting because I think we all kind of got into it recently, and beforehand you don't hear people saying, yeah, I customize tumblers. So it's interesting. I think living in the area that I live in, it's a lot more home-like. So like people, there's like a lot of like stores that people would sell these type of cups at, and the markets, like the farmers markets on Saturdays and all that. Of course, we're not seeing those right now, but you see them everywhere. People are making things and all that. Being from South Florida, you wouldn't see someone making things and selling them at a farmer's market as a common thing. So yeah.
And do you happen to have your Mr. and Mrs., the ones that I saw?
No, actually, those were ones that I sold to someone. So it was coincidentally that I made those the same time I had my engagement party. But those were 2 for a bridal shower that someone found me on Instagram, actually, from my apartment complex. they work in the office on a different team, and they found my Instagram and they were like, oh my gosh, I want these cups. Can you make them? So after I made them, it was a white cup that said Mrs. on it, and it was glitter, and then the black normal cup with Mr. on it and had their wedding date on it in Roman numerals. But they, after she made it, I was like, man, I should make these for Jonathan and I. So once I get a break from kind of making a few orders, I'll definitely get into making ours.
Very cool. I mean, my mind is just going so many places on how these can be used with wedding gifts for the bridal party, for congratulations on an engagement,
Yeah.
for new baby, welcome new babies. Not that you're going to be thinking about
Yeah.
babies yet.
Yeah.
Congratulations on college or medical school or any kind of graduations there are, or in the business realm. We've also got those that give gifts to employees, employee of the month, or for hitting sales goals, or I mean, there's unlimited number of ways that you can use these and personalize them for an individual.
Yeah.
And they're great and they're beautiful, but I'm slightly concerned about your health, because they are, as you said, as John said, they are toxic. So hopefully you got your gas mask on when you're
No,
doing
yeah,
it.
we're all good. We keep it safe.
Good, good, good. Glad to hear that. Just have to, offer that in my health coaching hat.
Yes,
So
yes,
very
definitely.
cool. And I think I saw a picture that most of what you're doing is outside anyway.
Yes, actually, I set it up in the back patio. Right now, I had to take everything down because we're laying tile, but we set it all up on the back bar, and we actually just bought a few new spinners. So what you do is when you're putting the epoxy on the cup, instead of it sitting normally and then it kind of dripping, it's rotating all the time, and then that way it's drying quickly. So we kind of set it up and have a whole system back there. So. Yeah, but I
Nice.
would recommend to anybody to get a Cricut machine, because the Cricut machine, you can do so much more than just make vinyl, but you can make iron-on. I made all of my bridal parties t-shirts for our engagement party, and it was all out of the iron-on that I kind of cut out with my Cricut machine. So they're very
Yeah.
fun, and especially being that we're all home right now, it's a fun craft, a fun way to learn something new.
Yeah. Yeah. Crickets are awesome.
Yeah.
They're fun. So anyway. All right. Well, if you want to get a personalized tumbler of any shape or size, color, saying personalized, right? 100% personalized, other than it has to be a metal one to start with. She doesn't do glass or plastic, any of those things that might melt and then it'd come out looking really weird looking. But reach out to Lexi. I'm sure that you've got pictures on your Instagram when you've been finishing these.
Yes, I actually do. And I actually just started an Instagram craft page, and it's Lex Get Craftin _. So I'll send that to you. You could post that with this. But that if you guys want to follow, then you can message on there if you want to order any of them. They're very affordable. They start at $25 and they go up depending on which ones you want, depending on the sizes and all of that.
Yay! I love it. Very cool. Well, I am super excited for you, and thanks for spending your coffee break with us. And we will see you on the next coffee break.
All
Bye,
right.
everybody.
Bye.